Hey, this is Nick with Zinn Cycles. I wanted to show you a new custom travel bike we just finished. This is a titanium travel bike with Z couplers, so you can barely see the couplers in the frame. So these Z couplers are designed to integrate cleanly into the frame so that they're almost invisible. They require a 5mm Allen wrench on the bottom to loosen and take apart the frame. This bike has SRAM force axis components, so no shift cables to disassemble when you take the bike apart. And we have it's got hydraulic brakes with internally routed brake lines. Now, the challenge that this has posed for in the past with travel bikes is that when you take the bike apart, what do you do with the hoses, the brake hoses? So this bike features an inline coupler in the brake hose. We can see the one on the front brake here, and this can just come right apart and take apart the hose without bleeding, without losing your bleed. I'm going to show you the internal one. So what we're going to do is take our 5mm Allen wrench here, and we're going to loosen the bolts for the couplers. So no need for any kind of special wrench like traditional couplers. So we're going to take our bolt out of the top coupler, and we're going to take it out of the bottom coupler. These couplers not only almost disappear into the frame for better aesthetic, they also save weight and are equally as strong as traditional couplers as well. So we are really big fans of the Z couplers. And so now I've taken the bolts apart. So we just take the frame apart, and then there is our brake coupler. So all you do is pull this little pin out, and the whole brake, the hose comes apart, and then you can just simply reattach that when you're putting the bike back together. It takes a little bit of balancing. It's definitely ideal to have it in a stand, but you don't always have that when you're traveling, so laying it on the floor works well as well. There we have it. So to get you guys a closer look at how the actual brake hose coupler works, and we do have these available on our website, and they can be used for numerous applications, but ideally it's a travel bike. So there's a little cotter pin that holds the unit together. You pop that out just with your fingers, and then the brake hose comes apart. And this completely seals the brake system, so there's never any leakage of fluid at all. And when you're ready to put it back together, you press the hose in firmly and slide the pin back in, and it's done. So when you're putting your bike back together, you just connect the hose just like that. And we do a hose coupler on the front brake and the rear brake, so that when you disconnect the handlebar from the stem, you have enough slack to move the handlebar into position to pack it into the S&S travel case. We also make a travel stem with either an S&S coupler or a Z coupler mounted into the stem. That just makes this process quicker and easier as well. So if you travel a lot, the coupled stem is a nice to have item. So yeah, there's our custom travel bikes with internal hydraulic brake hose.